some unreleased footage from my very first Class B coming up. Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. I hope your day is going fantastic. I stumbled upon something that I uploaded to Facebook. This was, I think, even before I had this YouTube channel on Facebook. One of the very first videos I ever did as soon as I got my first Class B. I only have two, but my first one, it was a leisure travel. I think it was like a 2001 leisure travel van. I did a video from it, put it up on Facebook. I just went ahead and edited that out a little bit, and I'm going to show you right now what that's all about. It's really kind of fascinating. There are two parts to it. The first part, I talk about a little challenge I did from my RV. Again, this was brand new to me. And then the second part, if you're not interested in the first part, go to at least where there's going to be a little tag down on the bottom. It's going to show you. If you don't really want to see this part, skip ahead. I'll give you the exact time. Skip ahead if you want only RV stuff and nothing else. I think as I said, I think you're going to find it really interesting. Remember, I was brand new at RVing. I had just started, and also I urge you to please watch it, no matter how much you skip. Or if you skip anything at all, watch it to the very end at least, because I'm going to come back on after the video is over and share something very important with you at the end of the original unreleased Facebook video. So let's take it away, enjoy, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, let's just try this. I hope it works out. I'm Dave. I am in my RV, who is, by the way, we're calling this RV, it's actually Sarani. It means further in Japanese. Sarani. What I'm trying to do is actually take life further in this RV. So kind of developed a cute name for it. You see, I have not been seen in public basically for at least 4 days, 4 or 5 days, 5 or 6 days, 4 or 5 days, something like that. Well, I'm not sure where to start because this is not scripted at all, and there's so much I want to tell you, but I'm going to probably just keep it short, and maybe I'll have another video later or tomorrow because I don't have the energy to even really do a long video at all. But basically, the reason I'm doing this now, and sorry if my voice sounds horrible too, the reason I'm doing this now is because over a week ago, I started something called the 1 week weight loss challenge. It was supposed to take place out of this van, out of this RV, and it was going to be based out of here. We're going to be interactive, and we're doing all types of things to help each other lose weight. And it was going great. I mean, we were all taking a lot of steps every day. We were coaching each other to do it. We were enticing and motivating each other to do this. And we had some, everybody that was participating, some were very active, some were just observing, but I knew they were interested. And our goal was to help with weight loss. If you look at me, generally you wouldn't think I'm somebody that really needs to lose weight, but I even told you all that I was looking to lose about 7 pounds to get down to my total ideal weight. I weighed 194 at the start, and I really wanted to get down to 187 is like my true ideal weight, where I just feel like perfect. So I wanted to get down to that, and so we were walking, and I was broadcasting walking from New York City, and it was going great. And I was also getting a little frustrated because everything I was doing as far as walking and eating program wasn't really shedding my pounds as fast as I thought. But it was still going fine. And I even said to people, look, it's going to take longer than a week to do this. This is just kind of the start. But let's give ourselves time and do this right. Saturday afternoon last week, this past weekend, I was out to lunch with my dad and one of my brothers. And we had a great lunch outside. My dad loves sitting out on the water, like on the dock at a restaurant, so we took him to this place on Middle River. Got home that afternoon, last Saturday afternoon, and I just felt I ran into like a brick wall. Like I just felt so tired all of a sudden. I just felt like I couldn't do anything. And as many of you know, my wife's out of town. She's traveling with a friend of hers now, so it's just pretty much me in the house and 3 cats. And even like going out and watering some of the plants that she wanted me to make sure they kept them wet, and feeding the cats and changing litter. That was like it was like so difficult for me. I could hardly move. It started sweating like crazy. I had the chills at the same time. It was like my body was really doing some weird stuff. And I went to sleep that early that night. I was sweating all night. By the time I woke up, like everything was just totally drenched with sweat. It was a flippin' mess. I'd get better in a day or so, no big deal, right? But as a day or two went on, I really wasn't feeling much better. And after a few days, it was just a few days ago, I woke up one morning. I think it was, what's today? Today's Friday. So I woke up Wednesday morning, and I just felt like, man, I felt nauseous. I felt like I couldn't move. It was just, but I finally got some energy together and drove myself over to one of those dock in the box places. And they did an exam, and they did blood work, and they said everything, my numbers all looked okay. I didn't have a fever at that point, but he did see like a little ear infection. He thought I had some kind of upper respiratory like infection or something. He didn't, but he wasn't clear what it was, so he gave me some antibiotics to knock it out. I'm not a big believer in taking antibiotics, but I felt so bad. I felt there was really no choice, and anything that could help me knock this thing out. So I've been on Augmentin since Wednesday morning, and I definitely am starting to feel better finally. But the main point I want to tell you is 2 days ago I got on the scale, and I was down to 187 pounds. I lost 7 pounds in this entire ordeal, which brings me to my point. That's not the way I wanted to do it. I would never have done it that way. And I think like God or the universe or whatever you may believe in try to teach me a lesson. The lesson is, Dave, listen, health is not all about weight. Weight's important, and we should be at the ideal weight, but if we're possibly a little bit off, it's not worth your health to try to don't do anything stupid. Now, I didn't do this intentionally, trust me. But I know sometimes we try to do stupid things to get down to ideal weights, and it's not worth it, because just do it the old-fashioned way. Eat really healthy, small portions, and get out there and move your body. And when you do those two at the right amounts, for lack of a better term, see, my brain is also going bad as well. You should reach an ideal weight. The way it happened to me, it's not good. I didn't want it to happen, ladies. I feel horrible, but when I do get on the scale, yeah, the scale points to 187, and that's why I swear I think it's like God's way of saying, Dave, listen, you wished for this, I gave it to you, but this is not the way we should do it. And I just feel that, and it's a weird feeling. So I'm here to tell you and preach to you, do it the right way. Lose your weight, get to your ideal weight, flatten your tummy. My tummy is like 100% flat right now, and it feels great, but again, I don't feel great. Trust me, maybe I'm coming across on this video like I feel okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe you can hear my voice isn't really my normal voice. That's what it sounds. It just doesn't sound right to me. But I couldn't get out here and walk right now, probably to the end of my driveway and back, without being like totally exhausted. I want to tell you also, just for a minute or two, then I'm going to continue this on another video. I want to tell you about the van. When I bought this van, I was well aware that once you buy something like this, now first of all, I love it, and Yoko loves this thing. We're just having so much fun, even if we haven't done that much yet, but even tinkering around and fixing things up. But things are going to happen. I know that. I'm prepared for that. Yesterday, if you're local to this area, the Reisterstown, Maryland area, it was just pouring. I mean, our stream was like almost flooded. It was a really torrential rain, and I eked out some time in the middle of the day from my napping to come out in the van and check it out. And sure enough, there was some leakage in the back. The van was parked kind of like, so the back was facing down, like kind of sloped down a hill, and for some reason, water was piling up somewhere and coming in and leaking over kind of like the kitchen sink area and leaking onto some of the carpet. It wasn't good, and I was trying to figure out what was going on and what's happening. So what I did, kind of just to fix the whole situation, was I moved the van. So now the van, instead of being pointed like that with the rear facing down, it's kind of I moved it to another part of a hill, so the rear is up, and now it's not leaking at all. So I kind of figured that out. But in the meantime, I've got things going. I've got to fix this this power inverter doesn't seem to be working. So I took this thing apart and tried to figure this out. You learn a lot, and I'm prepared. It's going to become like more of a hobby. And if you're ever thinking about doing something like this, I'm not a boat fan. I don't buy boats. We used to have boats when I was younger. My dad used to have a boat. I certainly don't have a plane. I don't know how to fly a plane, but an RV, yeah, this is kind of fun for me. I know how to drive. But if you're going to buy anything like this, first of all, be prepared. Make sure you have the money to do this first. I wouldn't go out and take a loan and buy something like this and then realize, man, I've got to put like more time and energy and money into this thing. It's going to really mess you up. So be prepared to have to put a certain amount of money in on a regular basis. I'm going to probably have to pay for some type of a storage facility or something to keep this, in the winter when I'm in Colorado or something. I just can't sit out in the snow and freeze. It's got to be winterized. I don't know. I've got to figure that out. But I'm prepared for all this. I want to do another video pretty soon just to talk to you about Sirene, about what I'm learning about how it's really going to take my life further. Again, Sirene means further in Japanese. But we'll get into that in another video because I got some things to show you. I got things that we've fixed here already. I got my control panel up here that lights up to shows me the status of everything going on in here. I got the fan going in here to kind of dry out the. It's been real humid and wet, so I'm trying to dry everything out. But there's just a lot to do. So yeah, if you ever do the reason I'm saying this, a lot of you have expressed interest and said, like, I'd love to do what you're doing. This looks like so much fun, and I'd like to get an RV as well. Just be prepared. You're going to have to start reading and learning a lot about this and becoming almost like an electrician, a plumber, a water expert. You name it, you have to become that because there's a lot going on. I'm going to leave you now, guys. I appreciate your time, and I'm going to rest up, and I'll either come back later or tomorrow or something, but I've got so much I want to share with you. I don't have to do it in any certain order, right? There's a lot going on. I want to continue our weight loss challenge only once I'm feeling better. If I can't get out and do it now, let's put it on pause. You can still do it. I'm going to put my part on pause. I can't come close to getting out there and doing anything, and I can't come close to challenging you now because I don't feel right about it. I got to nurse myself back to health. I'm here by myself, and great time for my wife to be out of town, right? She really did. She timed it perfectly. Good for her, actually. I think that's it. Make sure you check out future videos because they will be coming as long as I'm feeling up to it. Talk to you soon, and thanks for all the energy. I appreciate anybody that sent me any kind of positive energy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Don't catch it. It's not catching. See you later. Hey, so I hope you like that. I have learned, even though I'm still the RV dummy, I've learned so much about RVing. And a lot of the things I said in that video were a little bit outdated now because I talked about going to Colorado for the winter. Well, now we live in Salt Lake City, so we don't have to go to Colorado for the winter. I talked about some other things, but in particular, some people and pets I mentioned, all three of my cats have since passed away since I made that video. Of course, Boo Boo being the latest, he just passed away a few weeks ago. And it's very, very sad actually watching a video like that. And then, of course, I talked a little bit about my dad, who I went to lunch with at the very first part of the video. He passed away a short time, several months after that video was made as well. So it's a little bit bittersweet. It's kind of fun going back and watching it for nostalgic reasons. First RV I had, I didn't know anything, but talking about the people and our loved pets that are no longer with us, it's a little bit sad. So if you get anything out of this at all, enjoy and appreciate your time with your loved ones now, and whatever your passion is in life, do it now, because you just never know. You never know what's coming up tomorrow or the next day. So keep that in mind. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, I am yours truly, the RV Dummy.